Bobby Mackey's Music World in Wilder, Kentucky, is widely considered one of the most haunted locations in the United States. Known today as a lively honky-tonk bar filled with country music and dancing, its cheerful surface hides a dark and unsettling past that continues to attract paranormal investigators, thrill-seekers, and skeptics alike. Over the decades, countless stories have emerged from its walls, stories of tragedy, violence, and unexplained supernatural activity that refuse to fade into history. Long before it became a music venue, the building that now houses Bobby Mackey's Music World served a far more disturbing purpose. In the 19th century, it reportedly functioned as a slaughterhouse. Beneath the structure lies a basement that once contained a deep well, allegedly used to dispose of animal remains and blood, which drained directly into the nearby Licking River. Over time, this grim feature became the subject of chilling rumors. Locals began to whisper that the site was more than just a place of butchery, that it was a kind of gateway, a focal point for dark energy, and eventually, even a portal to hell, according to paranormal lore. As decades passed, stories surrounding the building grew darker and more elaborate. Some claimed that occult rituals were performed in the basement, particularly around the old well. These alleged rituals were said to have awakened or invited malevolent forces into the property, binding them to the land itself. While there is no historical proof of these events, the stories have become deeply embedded in the legend of Bobby Mackey's, fueling its reputation as a hotspot for unexplained phenomena. One of the most infamous tragedies connected to the area is the brutal murder of a young woman named Pearl Bryan in 1896. Pearl, 22-year-old from Indiana, was found decapitated in a field not far from where the building now stands. The crime shocked the nation due to its brutality, but what made it even more disturbing was that her head was never recovered. At the time, Pearl was pregnant, and investigators concluded that her death was tied to a botched abortion attempt. Her alleged killers were her lover, Scott Jackson, and his associate, Alonzo Walling. It is believed they carried out the murder in an attempt to conceal the pregnancy and avoid scandal. Both men were eventually arrested, convicted, and executed for their crime. However, before his death, Walling reportedly issued a chilling warning that he would return from beyond the grave to haunt the area forever. This final threat only deepened the sense of unease surrounding the location. Over time, local legends began to merge Pearl Bryan's tragic story with the darker reputation of the old slaughterhouse. Some accounts even suggest that her missing head was used in occult rituals performed in the basement, further tying her restless spirit to the property. Visitors and paranormal investigators have reported unsettling encounters, including sightings of a headless female apparition wandering the grounds. Many believe this figure to be Pearl herself, eternally searching for what was taken from her. As the years went on, the property changed hands and purposes multiple times. In the 1930s, during the end of Prohibition, businessman E.A. Buck Brady purchased the building and transformed it into a nightclub known as the Primrose. For a time, the venue thrived. It became a popular destination, drawing in crowds looking for entertainment, alcohol, and excitement during a period of economic recovery and cultural change. However, success brought unwanted attention. The nightclub soon attracted the interest of organized crime figures from nearby Cincinnati. Mobsters saw the Primrose as a lucrative opportunity and attempted to take control of the establishment. Buck Brady, unwilling to surrender his business, resisted their pressure. This defiance led to escalating tension, threats, and violent confrontations both inside and outside the venue. The situation eventually reached a breaking point when Brady reportedly confronted a mobster known as Albert "Red" Masterson with a firearm. Although the details vary depending on the account, the incident resulted in Brady being charged with attempted murder. By 1946, he was forced out of the nightclub business entirely. This violent chapter added yet another layer of darkness to the already troubled history of the building. In the 1950s, the venue reopened under a new name, the Latin Quarter. It was during this era that another tragic tale became associated with the location. According to legend, Johanna, the daughter of the nightclub's owner, lived a life surrounded by music, glamour, and strict parental control. She fell deeply in love with a singer named Robert Randall, who performed at the club. Their relationship, however, was forbidden. Johanna's father strongly disapproved of the romance and allegedly used his criminal connections to eliminate Robert. The young singer was murdered under suspicious circumstances, leaving Johanna devastated. Consumed by grief and rage, she reportedly sought revenge. In some versions of the story, she poisoned her father before taking her own life in the basement of the very building where her dreams and heartbreak had unfolded. This basement, already steeped in unsettling rumors, became even more infamous as the supposed site of her tragic death. By the 1970s, the building had once again changed identity, operating as a rough nightclub known as the Hard Rock Nightclub. This period was marked by violence, disorder, and multiple fatal shootings. The atmosphere inside the club was described as chaotic and dangerous, with frequent altercations and a growing reputation for bloodshed. Eventually, in 1978, authorities shut the establishment down due to its escalating violence. Later that same year, country singer Robert Randall Mackey, better known as Bobby Mackey, purchased the building. He transformed it into the honky-tonk music venue that still operates today. Despite the venue's growing reputation for paranormal activity, Mackey himself has often stated that he does not believe in ghosts or spirits. Even so, he has acknowledged that strange and unexplained events have occurred throughout the years. From the moment the venue reopened, reports of supernatural activity began to surface. Employees, performers, and visitors have all described unsettling experiences that defy logical explanation. Many claim to have felt sudden waves of fear or dread, especially when entering the basement area near the old well. Others report hearing unexplained footsteps, voices, or music when the building is otherwise empty. More disturbing accounts include physical interactions with unseen forces. Some individuals have claimed to be scratched, shoved, or even bitten by something they could not see. These encounters have led some investigators to suggest that a malevolent entity may reside within the building. Over time, the idea of a demonic presence became one of the most persistent theories associated with Bobby Mackey's music world. One of the most frequently mentioned figures in these stories is Carl Lawson, a former caretaker of the property. Lawson claimed to have experienced extreme paranormal activity during his time working at the venue. He stated that he felt a dark presence influencing his thoughts and behavior, and at one point, believed he was being possessed by a force connected to the basement. His experiences became so intense that an exorcism was reportedly performed in an attempt to remove the entity. Despite this, Lawson insisted that the disturbances did not stop entirely. He continued to report feelings of being watched, as well as unexplained physical and psychological torment. His testimony remains one of the most controversial and widely discussed accounts in the building's paranormal history. Inside the venue today, signs warning patrons about supernatural activity have become part of its eerie identity. Some of these warnings humorously state that management is not responsible for any actions taken by ghosts or spirits on the property. While these signs are partly tongue-in-cheek, they also reflect the sheer number of stories and experiences reported over the years. Ghost hunters and paranormal enthusiasts continue to visit Bobby Mackey's music world from all over the world. Many come hoping to capture evidence of the unexplained, while others simply want to experience the atmosphere for themselves. The basement, in particular, remains the focal point of investigations, with many claiming it is the most active and unsettling area of the building. In recent years, rumors have circulated that the building may eventually be demolished to make way for new development. While nothing has been confirmed, the possibility has sparked concern among those who believe the location is deeply tied to lingering spiritual energy. Some fear that disturbing the structure could intensify paranormal activity, while others believe it might finally bring peace to whatever forces are said to remain there. Whether viewed as a collection of tragic coincidences, exaggerated folklore, or genuine supernatural phenomena, Bobby Mackey's music world continues to hold a powerful grip on the imagination. For skeptics, it stands as a fascinating example of how stories evolve into myth. But for everyone who steps inside, one thing is certain: the atmosphere alone is enough to make them question what is real and what is not.